I'd like to thank C.F.R for sending this 25-pound anvil. And this anvil, I'm not really even sure where to begin on this video because I found so many ideas of uses for this thing. This is one of those kind of things, if you're not a blacksmith, which these are usually made for, and you've lived for years like I have as a master mechanic in a shop without one, and then you get one, and then you realize, how have I ever lived without this thing? Let's start with the basics. It's made out of cast steel, not cast iron. The top has been heat treated at 800 degrees Celsius, which is around a little over 1400 degrees Fahrenheit. They've already painted this black, which because it's steel, I would want to paint this black to keep it from rusting. And then I'm going to keep the top of it oiled a little bit to make sure that it doesn't rust either. Like I usually do in my videos, we're going to do some measuring. So I've got some implements of destruction here. We want to start by finding out, is the 25-pound anvil 25 pounds? Were they honest about the weight and the amount of metal they put in this thing? So let's find out. We got 0 on there. And we got a little over 25 pounds. So they did not skimp. Now we want to do a bounce test because steel has a better rebound and a better sound than cast iron. So we're looking for more of a tink and less of a thud. And we're looking for some bounce. And I don't know where my ball bearings are, so I just grab a socket. And we do have some good bounce. And it sounds like steel. And I'm doing this in different places because I want to make sure there's no dead spots. We've of course got a little bit less bounce here because it's sticking way out from the center. And we've got a lot more mass in the center than we do over here. And we wouldn't be hammering over here anyway. Right here we have a hardy hole. It's about 13, 14, which is about 15 millimeter. And a Pritchett hole that's about 8 millimeter. Okay, so I want to see just how well they machined this surface and how flat they got it. So I've got a straight edge here and a feeler gauge. And we're going to start with a 10 thousandths. See what we got here. Nope. Let's drop down to 8 thousandths. Nope. Let's try this at, go all the way down here to 4 thousandths of an inch. That's pretty thin. No, not even. Let's get real small here. 2 thousandths of an inch. See if that'll slide under here anywhere. Nope. I mean, you can try to force it, it just bows. It's not even. All right. Smallest one I've got is 1.5 thousandths. And I mean, that's very thin. Nope. Nope. Oh, look right there. Just a little bit right there. So we are we are less than 2 thousandths. 1.5 thousandths of an inch before you can even detect any bow in it at all. That's 1.5 thousandths.
Most impressive.
So how much surface does that actually give us? We've got from here to here just over 7 1/4. We've got a little notch here that's 3/4 of an inch. Our width here is 2.5 inches, and of course 2.5 inches here. We've got a horn here that sticks out a good 4 inches, a little over 4 inches. And height from the table to the working surface, 5 3/4. And our footprint, 6 1/4 by 5 3/4. Now, being not a blacksmith, what I'm going to be using this for is an alternative to beating on the back of my vise. And I like this for several reasons. If you look at the back of the vise, you can see this area right here where this makeshift anvil is off center. So when I'm beating on this, the pressure's not going straight down into the anvil. And a little tip when you're beating on things, I like to have my stuff on the corner so that the pressure can go through the table leg to the floor. But this is offset from the center. So whether I spin this around or not, the force is not actually going into the part of the table that's on the table leg. It's going off center. It's not only shocking the inner workings of the vise, but it's kind of tilting the vise with every blow, trying to twist it. And that not only takes a lot of the impact out of my work, but also could over time damage the vise. I don't like that. I much rather work with the anvil. And one of my projects in the near future is going to be rebuilding all these governors. These are GM governors from GM transmissions. And I have this wooden block that I made that it's like a holding fixture for them. But I've normally had to put this in the vise or on the back of the vise. And you've seen the limitations to the vise. Well, now I can put this on top of the anvil. And with the anvil right on the corner of this table, and the force going down through the anvil and through this leg right into the concrete, I have everything going in my favor. Look, fits very nicely. So where a professional blacksmith might go for a bigger anvil, this 25-pounder seems like the perfect size for like a jewelry maker, a fabricator, a DIYer, or a retired mechanic like myself. I've already thought of quite a few uses for this, and glad I have it.
I apologize if there's some confusion over the fact that this is stamped 24 pounds. It is actually 25 pounds. That's why I like to weigh and measure things that I review.
You've seen when I weighed it on the scale, it is actually a little over 25 pounds. So if you're looking for a 25-pound anvil and you buy this 24-pound anvil, as we've seen, you do get 25-pound anvil. So apparently they've done what I like to do in my business: under-promised and over-deliver.
Insanely cool cars, tool reviews, and auto repair videos.